Welcome to the 198th broadcast of the T-ROH show. It's your host Keith. By the way, I do appreciate the all the views. I don't get paid any to do it, but I do appreciate it. The views are going up exponentially from the time the website crashed. So they're going back up to where they to a what do you call it? A respectable level. Okay, so what I want to do here is show you some things. We're going to go back to the North America County Assemblies country and talk a little bit about that. All right, here we go. Okay, as you can see, it's grown quite a bit. It's gone up to, I think it's 32 assemblies. I have one in the queue, but the rest have all been processed. And I have help. I've someone helping with these websites and getting these websites going. Now, just wanted we went over the county assembly surveys and addresses and the fact that you guys have all your maps in the communication center last week. Here's the bilateral social compact. And here's the States of the Union Society Constitution. Now, if you don't want this Constitution, that's fine. Just go get your original charter or your original Constitution for that county. If you don't have it, you have that one available. You can change it the way you want. We don't, we don't discriminate. Whatever you want to do, just change it how you need it or whatever. So, because you have your bilateral social compact anyways, which creates that Constitution. So everybody needs to assemble under their bilateral social compact and start working on their Constitution. Okay, that's the next step. So sign your bilateral social compact. Everybody meets. Start on your Constitution to that county. Here's the bilateral right here. And oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I've got that in two places. There it is. Okay, so when you click that little click here to sign, you're going to see this right here. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is how this actually works. It says the people for the United States of America agree to outlaw the Central Intelligence Agency. There's really been no reason for it. They basically run drugs. I mean, it's really all it is. That's what they've been doing down in South America and Central America for a long time. We're just telling you the way it is, folks. Now, the people for the United States of America agree to that the following is outlawed as it pertains to the Social Security number. Any private membership association or any other association to require or ask for the Social Security number, to associate a Social Security number to any type of citizen status, which is what they do, and to use the Social Security number in any form of a judicial proceeding or judiciary proceeding, and used as a point of jurisdiction. Boom, that knocks out your judiciary right there. That knocks out the lawyers and used as a point of jurisdiction. You don't ask a man, what's your name, Social Security number, blah, blah, blah. It's none of your damn business. If you even had one, it's actually against their federal rules to not ask for one. So what the hell does a judge have to do with a freaking SSN? And then I know all the people are going to go, well, it's because he's selling bonds. And we know that. Okay, we know he's selling bonds. Majority of people don't know that. Okay, we know what he's doing. He's running credit off your Social Security, so he's going to try to get you to pay for the bonds. I get it. Use you as surety. I know that. All right. The people for the United States of America agree that any Centers for Disease Control and Prevention orders are hereby outlawed. I don't want to hear a damn word out of any of these people. Okay, nobody else does either. Don't want to hear any crap out of them. Because first you don't need a mask, then you do need a mask, then you do this and you do that, and then you got this little weasel called Fauci up there playing Mr. Hitler along with Gates and everybody else, and all you guys are trying to do is sell vaccines. Okay, they kill people. That's it. That's all you're doing. We know that. And remember, folks, we were the first ones in this country and the first ones in the world to speak out against this pandemic. The first ones. And all of it is proof within the Reign of the Heavens Society post. All the people that are coming out now that are saying, oh, well, this is a fraud and a scam, we said it the first day it came out. Then we went after the WHO. showed what a fraud that was, showed what a fraud and Gates were, tried him in a human rights tribunal, which cut off a lot of his funding, by the way, Bill Gates. And they're still trying to push that horse shit. Now they're using that, the whole COVID scam, to push one more thing that we told you what was going on. And we said that the COVID scam was nothing more than a real estate scam. Well, you got Mr. Cuomo and the mayor. I can't remember his stupid name. The guy gets high all the time. I'll remember it in a minute. But anyways, tearing that city up. Now, guess what, folks? Who's buying up all the real estate in New York City? Tech companies. Okay, I told you it was a real estate scam. The whole freaking world government crap is a real estate scam. They're trying to get you to remove all your meets and bounds and seaward boundaries and everything else, so they can come in and buy up your land cheap, because they know what's going to happen. They know that everything's going to fall apart. Nobody's going to want the property anymore. They're going to reduce it and all, and then grab up as much as they can. That's all the tech companies are doing. We told you that was going to happen, and they're doing it right now. I just saw the article today. They're buying it up. We had these guys pegged before anybody else in the world did. Now people are sending that crap back to us and saying, here, this is what's happening. That's what we told you that in February. What, you didn't hear us? We told you what they were doing. Very first thing. They got their information from us. Just letting you know. Sometimes you got to respect people where respect is due. We were there first, immediately, within a snap. Just letting you know. All right. It was way before Alex Jones got there or anybody else got there. Just letting you know. People for the United States of America agree that Islam is hereby outlawed within the metes and bounds and seaward boundaries of the United States of America. Islam is a separate nation. It has no business within our country. They actually hate our country and our beliefs. They are, I believe one of them, since they were so wonderful and didn't want to be prejudiced or anything in Paris, a reporter got his head cut off today. And it was put on Twitter. Go take a look. Reporter, head removed, Twitter. Go look it up. And they actually, this is how wonderful they are. He took a picture of the head and then put it on social media. Such a nice guy, man. He just really, is so peaceful and is such a loving man. Oh, well, they're just radicals. But you won't see one Muslim in Paris stand up against it nor protest against it. They're all going to be quiet because they're complicit. That's the way it works. All right. You're going to have to get hardcore. You're going to have to get to a point where you don't give a damn what people think about you. You don't give a damn what people call you. You're going to have to be self-determined. This is called growing up. Quit worrying about what other people think. Just do what you have to do. Now, the people for the United States agree that any agreement with Islam to naturalize its subjects into the United States of America is hereby outlawed. Anybody that is a part of Islam does not get naturalized within the United States of America. Zip, zero, nada. I don't give a damn what you Catholics say. Because all those Catholics come on, oh, they're so prejudiced. I don't give a shit what you idiots say, because y'all are idiots. And I'm telling all of you, you're idiots. You got pedophile freaking priests. You do nothing about it. Y'all are just as bad as they are. That's it. I don't want to hear it. And if you go, I remember them coming up. We had one guy. He was an infiltrator, and he comes in and he starts saying, "You guys are just so hateful." Just kiss my ass and go away. Just because you guys will compromise yourself into a corner. You know how many Catholic churches that Islam attacked over in Europe? Duh. What do you think? It's not going to happen? How stupid can you get? Okay. All right, this is not an anti-Islam thing. I'm just saying this is why we put this stuff in the social compact. And communism is outlawed. Okay, now you can sign it here. Once this is done, all you got to do is assemble. Now, what I did is why this is a training course. I put together a couple of examples as to what a change in a social compact or how you control it. Okay, this is good. Okay, you got a boat. Now we're going to teach you how to steer it. And then watch everybody go. See, I told you it was in Admiralty. That's what the Patriots do. They're nuts. Okay, so they'll attack me and say, I told you it was in Admiralty. He said ship. It's hilarious. All right, so I'm gonna put this in words that they can get. I'm gonna put you on a horse and wagon. I'm gonna teach you how to steer it. Okay. Okay. Now articles. Now an article is nothing more than just what an agreement is. All right. So in the social compact. So you have an article and it says the people agree. Now remember, they're talking about fracking, right? I'm just going to take the example of the crap that they're putting on television today, which is dealing with fracking and what Biden says he's going to do and what Trump says he's going to do and blah, 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 right? It's all just smoke and mirrors is all it is. But you can control this, okay? Now, dealing with fracking, if the county doesn't really care about it, whether they frack or not, and they say, okay, this is what you can do. You want to settle the issue? The people can settle the issue right now. Just write this in your agreement. The people agreed to that it is strictly forbidden to ban fracking within blank county or county of blank. That's it. County of blank is the same county. So if it was county of Jefferson County, it'd be county of Jefferson. That's it. Then people say, somebody's going to say, well, will you put your state in there? Okay. And you can put all that information above. Everybody knows what that is. Now, once that happens, you have settled the issue within your county. There are no bonds going to be created whatsoever on fracking or banning fracking in your county. You're not going to pay for it. That's what you're telling the county commissioners. Don't. And then when that happens, county commissioners go around. This is what they do. There's 3 of them, and they always convene every Tuesday. Okay, usually it's Tuesday or Wednesday of every week. And what they do is they shop bonds. You got to go call them and ask them what they do. Hey, what the hell do you guys do all day? They shop for insurance bonds or bonds through bonding companies and everything to pay for crap for the county. Fixing roads, fixing this, fixing that, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? All the residents of that county are all surety for that debt, that bond. They're the ones paying it off through taxes, property taxes or whatever the hell it is. That's how the system works. Now, if you say, okay, we the people, we're the assembly here, remember? So whatever wasn't given to the company, the federal company, is reserved to the state or the county or the people. Okay, and the people can use the 10th Amendment to stop anything going on from the Fed, right? Okay. Now, what happens is this. If they pass some BS policy, I'm going to call it policy exactly what it is, in D.C., banning fracking. Well, the people that do the fracking, they're going to be looking for counties where they can frack. Freaking frack. Just joking, by the way. And where that's still okay. So all that happens is they go and shop around and boom, your county just made a lot of money. There's a lot of jobs coming your way. There's a lot of things happening. You just became the big boys. All right. Economically, just became the big boys because that doesn't apply in your county. The commissioners can't create a bond to enforce the ban on it because nobody's going to pay for that. Plus, the people already said under their rights that it's forbidden to ban fracking. That's how this works. You want jobs? You want things coming your way? This is how you get it done. This is called success. Now, you got a guy like Trump. He understands how this works right here. and starts thinking, wait a minute, I can start doing, whoa, 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 whoa. We can be way ahead of the game if we do it this way. Okay? Now the people are now working with others. That's how this stuff works. Now, you don't have to sit and beg a company, can you guys come over here and can we sell you our children and everything just so you'll open up a Walmart, please? Okay? We don't have that crap going on. Here's another one. People agree to remove the term race on any form within the blank county or county of blank. Okay. I'm not virtue signaling, folks. When you add race to something, to a nationality, I'll give you for instance. We have the Articles of Confederation as amended. We amended it ourselves. We've gone through we did it and everything, so I'm not going to try to go over that again today. Now, what we did was they said, okay, the Articles of Confederation are going to recognize three statuses: a general postmaster, American national, and a resident. Okay? In order to be a part of the national government, you have to have the status of general postmaster and American national. Why did we do that? It's because communists kept coming in and trying to take us over and destroy what we were doing. So we changed it and said, here, this is what we're going to do, because we were the ones that changed it in the first place. We had a social compact that made it legal for us to change it. That's the authority we had and still have today. Now, when we took out the term race, we haven't had any issues whatsoever. Now, I'm not virtue signaling. I'm not saying, I'm not one of those guys that say, oh, I didn't see any color, man. Okay, I'm not one of those guys. I am fully well aware that what somebody is or is not. It just shouldn't have any bearing on anything. And we've been like that since the beginning. So you ban that thing right there. It doesn't really matter who you are. As long as you're doing the right thing, who gives a shit, right? Who cares? Just do the right thing. Now, the people agreed that the terms detention and arrest without a valid warrant, then put in a definition of the term valid here, okay, a valid warrant, is hereby slavery in all its forms within blank county and county of blank. That stops your cops from doing what they're doing. They're running a detention slave camp downtown right now. I'm telling you right now, those detention centers, because all those detention centers are privately owned. Every judge has a vested interest in it through a trust or through a company or some freaking foundation that they've got, and usually they're the CEO of. All of them have something to do with it. You got yourself a slave camp. Well, you start banning this crap, and any cop that gets indicted for slavery, boom, he's out. See you, buddy. Have a good day. It's over. And I'm talking about he better have some really good probable cause. Like he saw a gun and it was actually robbing the store, and he stopped it. That's something that's different. But when they go around starting getting all this other stuff just for revenue stuff, you're going to stop that shit. You can even ban that too. It can be, you can do it this way. If they write you a ticket, it just comes off as points. There's no money comes out of your pocket. You got the whole revenue thing out the door. Just comes off your license for points. No revenue, no fine, no nothing. Then you're going to see how much they absolutely care about you and you being safe on the roads. Okay, we hear this line of crap every New Year's Eve. Oh, we're out here, we're checking for drunk drivers, we're doing this, and no, you're not. You're going out there grabbing as much money as you possibly can. As much money as you possibly can. You're draining people's pockets and you're putting them out of business. That's what's happening. They could it could care less whether you die or not on the road. That is called feigning, what do you call it? Love or empathy for others. And I'm just here because I care. No, you're not. You're there because you get a paycheck. You get paid to do it. And, a lot of other people wouldn't hire you. Because, well, I'm not going to get into it. You do it because of the money. I don't give a damn what you do. Don't sit there and tell me that you give a flying shit about other people. I've seen what you do. I've seen you beat the crap out of people. I've seen you sit there and shock the shit out of people. I've seen you throw people through walls. I've seen you destroy people's lives. You don't give a damn about people, and I know that. You do it because you get paid to do it, and you get you're you're addicted to the power. Everybody knows that. Let's just get real. So you make it this way. You got to have a valid warrant. Otherwise, shut the hell up and get out of my face. But the people have to speak. And somebody will say, well, it's already in state statute. We don't have to do that. When's the last time you followed state statute? Seriously. I'm going to show you an example of that. All right. Now, the people agree that the law of nations that is derived from the scriptures is the law of the land, wherein constitutions and body politics are born within blank county or county of blank. Y'all get that? You can't make a constitution a law of the land because it's not a law. A constitution is not law. So how can you declare it law of the land? And you have all these dumbasses going around going, Constitution is law of the land. That's exactly what it is. It's the law of the land. Well, it was no freaking law. It's not a law to create an office. Durr. And when you amend it, it's not a law. Still ain't a law. If you don't believe me, you can go watch the I'm Just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Okay? You can go watch that little cartoon, and it shows you how they create policies, which still ain't law, by the way. So you know how foolish you look when you walk around and say, Constitution's law of the land. That's crazy. It's not a law. It was supposed to be created by a social compact. I don't even think that happened. I know the Articles of Confederation was created by a social compact because it talks about it, but people creating their constitutions under social compact. And I believe we've shown that in the T-ROH. Now, here's another one. The people agree that the salvation process as written and declared by Yahushua Jesus takes precedence over all other issues, practices, processes, procedures, punishment, rewards, or anything else within blank county or county of blank. The county of Jefferson, Jefferson County. All right, and we'll be teaching that. Actually, you just need to watch the Mark Adams show right there on the T-ROH show. Just look at the Mark Adams show. Just start listening to that. That's highly recommended. Just letting you know. Actually, he's been attacked because with viruses and everything else in his computer, and was texted to stop teaching that. And we know why. Once you start reading it, it is strictly forbidden by the churches to even get close to that. Okay, just letting you know. Might want to read it. Okay, now the people agree that any and all decisions from the U.S. Supreme Court or the Supreme Court of the United States, remember there's two separate ones, is not enforceable within blank county or county of blank unless adopted by the blank county assembly and published. So you can be within Jefferson County or county of Jefferson unless adopted by the Jefferson County Assembly and published. Guess what? Didn't give a crap who is on the court. You could sit there all day long and do whatever you wanted to do as far as packing the court or any other kind of crap that these guys want to do. It will not be enforced within your county because you're not going to pay for it. And believe me, they don't enforce anything unless they're paid. Y'all get that? It's about money. It's not about somebody giving a shit about you. It's about the money. You get paid to do that. It's a good job. And you get addicted to the power. And you get addicted to the rush. Okay. And I've seen it. I've talked to them. I've been around them. They get addicted to those rushes. You know, nothing's going on for a little while. Then they get a call, man. They got to go hauling ass down the road 60, 80 miles an hour. Well, that's a rush to them. They get addicted to that. And they'll sit and talk about it. You know, it's like you won't believe this, man. I was going this way and I was doing that. And man, when he came over, and they'll start the locker room crap right after it all happens. So you ever notice that people that they have to do a chase for, like if they have to chase them, that they really they kind of get their hands slapped. They don't really get much to, done to them for that. It's because cops love it. They love doing all that kind of stuff. They're addicted to that crap. So just letting you know what my experience has been and what I've read and seen. Okay, now, so that's how you control things. You can use this and design it to where it starts bringing commerce and industry to your county. This is how you create jobs, so the people can do their own thing. And then the bigger industries will come in and say, well, can we do this in your county? Yeah, of course you can. We need the jobs. So you're not over there kissing the mayor's butt going, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you so much. You don't have to kiss his ass anymore because it's you guys that did it. Here, mayor, make this happen. Get those people start working for you. And quit cowing down to them. Make them work for you or your ass is fired. See ya. Okay, now I'm going to show you what they do. Okay, we'll go with this one thing. This is going to be very short because I'm kind of sick of this subject matter here. And we got to go through another freaking trial for attempted murder, blah, 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 blah. Okay, once again, Anna Von writes some stupid crap. And she comes out with an official notice. It's an official notice. And objection to the official notice and published announcement published on Sunday, October 11th by Anna Von Wrights. This is the reason why, folks. Now, this is just common sense. Well, common sense has eluded her and her followers. They are completely gone into cult status. They're completely wackadoodles. Okay? Convicted thieves, by the way, when they stole the meats and bounds of the states, human rights violators, that's Anna and her cohorts, and now indicted people. You're indicted now for attempted murder. We got all the reasons for it, and it's legitimate. Cannot make any form of an official notice or public announcement without settling the previous crimes committed. You want people like this in charge of you? Seriously? They're saying, oh, we got the real thing. They even stole, folks, okay? They even stole from us the term welcome home. They even stole that. Oh, well, welcome home. And people go, oh, they're over there. And they haven't done a damn thing. They took that term and turned it into something evil and disgusting. It was unbelievable when I heard that. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Those people have no limits to what they'll do, the theft and the evil that they will perform. Welcome home. They use that. We used to do that with people and helped them out, And it's sick. They're just sick people. Further, none of these so-called state assemblies have ever had any form of an election. Okay, they don't have any constitution. They don't have shit. They got nothing. And then you got, that's when you have a dictatorship because the dictator hasn't written anything for him. So the dictator can write what she wants and there's nothing stopping her. That's when she writes all this crap and convicts people and all that, which gets her in trouble. Forces her to violate the law. Stupid. Further, these same people have been convicted of stealing the meats and bounds of the States of the Union by their own admission, thereby stealing from everyone else, and therefore have no control over the stolen property, nor can they speak for any stolen property. Now, what they tried to do is they tried to steal the meats and bounds of the States of the Union so you wouldn't get them. When every one of those people had every right to go and do a resident declaration and grab their lot of the state's meats and bounds and could have done it legally, no problem, with no theft involved whatsoever. Instead of doing that, they turned around and stole them because they followed their dipshit leader. Okay? Just letting you know. It's crazy. Therefore, the official notice and public announcement is without any standing whatsoever. It's total crap. Don't listen to it. Total crap. Okay. Now, I have to go over that. I hate going over it because it's just come to just complete and utter evil and stupid. That's what it's become. With that, with her and her followers and all this shit. Okay. We have another political crime here. We've got some indictments. Once again, this guy, W. Watson and Daniel Glaspie, these are cops right here. I don't know who these guys. I think this is the governor. This is in California, that indicted for the political crimes of communism and totalitarianism. Since Mr. Barr over there in their so-called DOJ doesn't want to bring that up or I would call indict anyone for communism, totalitarianism. Gee, I wonder why there, Mr. Barr, you big wuss. Okay, and this is Daniel Gillespie. Okay, these are they were indicted for attempted murder, and the reason why that is because they call the guy a sovereign citizen. Not cool. Don't do sovereign citizen domestic terrorist. We will come after your ass for attempted murder. Quickly, we will do that. Don't pull that bullshit. Okay, and the reason why we say that is because I'm going to show you. Okay, now what we're going to talk about here is the Talbot case, because that one's getting some attention from other folks also that can do something about it too, because it's very specific in this case, a very huge case basically, but a lot of people aren't really getting it. Aren't paying attention to it because you're going through this BS over in Washington D.C. Now, take a look. This is what a lady said within the case. This was after 3 years. This was back and forth. He tried to pay in continental dollars, and when they refused, that was a discharge. That was the basis of the case. This is what started all of it. Well, they didn't want to deal with that. In other words, the so-called judge, okay, Brody, didn't want to have to deal with that. That just wasn't going to happen. He was picking and choosing his policies, what he was going to enforce and what he wasn't. The weird part about it is they kept the money. Okay, so this is what Heather J. Chestnut. This was after the trial the other day. This is what she says, stated in the dismissal. I'm going to show you what's real, what happened, what didn't happen. All right, but then you're going to get a really good idea of what you have in your courtrooms. Now, Talbot, it wasn't Lanny Talbot, it's just Talbot now because, they're buddies, cannot avoid jurisdiction by arguing that he moved his person into a new restored the United States of America. Well, guess what? He never argued about jurisdiction due to the simple fact that he had already given them the money to pay off the contract, and they decided they didn't want to take it and said they wanted U.S. dollars. Well, according to House Joint Resolution 192, U.S. citizens of the United States or U.S. citizens don't have the right to claim just their money. Why? Because you're sitting in bankruptcy. That's why. You got $1 trillion debt and shit. You can't claim, oh, I want this money. Doesn't work that way. You're at the bottom of the barrel, man. Okay, so that's how this worked. He never said that. Ever said this whatsoever. She made that shit up. Okay? Now, nor can he avoid jurisdiction by saying that the plaintiff and his person were moved into a PMA trust instrument under the care, custody, and control of first in time, first in right, the United States of America. Okay? Now, when he went and paid the money, they kept it. This was in the county court. And he was paying off his prostitute that he married for 4 years. Or he said he married, but I don't think that actually happened. But we call her a gold digger. She's a whore. Does this all the time. Her sisters do the same thing. They marry men and then fleece them. Okay, it's a whole family affair going on. And we never said that until after the fact, after the money was discharged, after the debt was discharged. All right, you don't have any jurisdiction in the case. blah, blah, blah. There's no more jurisdiction because he's going to go back to where he was. He satisfied it. It's been done. Y'all don't want to do that. So now you don't want to follow your own policies. So since you don't want to do that, you're going to keep kidnapping him into your courtrooms when he's already offered to pay. No, and there was a discharge according to your rules. So Ms. Chestnut over here is lying. She's lying her ass off. Or that he is operating with an instrument made as a device for security of and for plaintiff's person. These arguments are often made by so-called sovereign citizens are meritless. She made all this shit up. None of these arguments came up. It was all completely made up. An individual's belief that this status as a sovereign citizen puts him beyond the jurisdiction of the courts is no conceivable validity in American law. Well, yeah, you're probably right, lady, but he doesn't believe he's a sovereign citizen. See how they put that in? They threw that in there, right? So I'm going to tell you the nature of this particular statement that she's making here. She's making all this crap up, just letting you know. All right. Jurisdiction is a matter of law, statute, and constitution, and social compact, dipshit. Not a child's game wherein one's power is magnified or diminished. Well, that's exactly what you just did, okay? By the display of some magic talisman or by the use of special seals. See how she starts making fun of him? She starts making like, oh, you're just such a silly boy. Okay? She starts making fun of his ass. This is going to be the subject matter of what she wrote. Then I'm going to tell you what she wrote. Or by the recitals of special words, phrases, or arcane incantations. It's all magic and wizardry. Regardless of an individual's claimed status, be it as a sovereign citizen, a secure party creditor, or flesh and blood human being. Nobody ever wrote this. We never wrote any of this shit. And we completely disagree with anything the woman said. Because we never wrote those terms in any paperwork whatsoever. That was a lie. That person is not beyond the jurisdiction of the courts. Well, if you had the social compact, you probably have courts. In fact, such arguments are patently frivolous and should be rejected summarily, however they are presented. Exactly, we agree too. It's all crap. Everything you said, we just agree with. Most importantly, a plaintiff's filing suit constitutes consent to the district court's exercise of jurisdiction over him or her. You're right. When he went ahead and went to the district court, he didn't say that the district court didn't have jurisdiction. She made this completely up, made it up. Talbot filed a divorce petition against his wife, Marie Talbot, in the 6th Judicial District in the state of Utah, thus beginning the state court proceeding that is now at the core of his claim. No, it actually wasn't the core. Yeah, well, it is the core of the claim. True. However, it was already discharged, and you guys ignored your public policy and kept this going for 3 years, by the way, folks. 3 years they kept it going. They wouldn't face the fact of what the House Joint Resolution says. Then they did this. Don't all so-called the people they call sovereign citizens do not recognize federal law, right? They all say that, right? So what does the judge say? We don't recognize federal law here. We're state. So what are you, a sovereign citizen? Dipshit. All right. He cannot now make a colorable argument. Now they're trying to put him under color of law, all right, that the 6th District lacks jurisdiction. We didn't say you lack jurisdiction. What we said was it was discharged already. And you guys kept this going and harassed this man. What they would do is they would throw him in jail and then bail. They would have him do like $5,000 in bail. All right. And then give the bail money to her. That's what they would do to his ex-wife. And keep in mind, his ex-wife has already had $168,000 for four years of marriage. So that's why I said, sounds like a prostitute to me. A gold digging whore. All right. Now, Talbot's argument is that 6th District Court lack jurisdiction fails and no exception applies to the bar application of judicial immunity to judge blah, 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 blah. All right. Now, what did she write? What she did was she reclassified him as a sovereign citizen. Now, sovereign citizen on the street means sovereign citizen domestic terrorist. which means if Laney were to get pulled over, let me read it over here, make it a little easier. Okay. Now, this is what, now this will probably make more sense. The contract for murder of the claimant was hidden within the dismissal notice written by respondent Heather J. Chestnut and accepted and acknowledged in the care, custody, and control of respondent David Nuffer. He was the district court judge, the U.S. District Court. Shows clear and convincing evidence that respondents arbitrarily reclassified the claimant as a sovereign citizen domestic terrorist. We never claimed, nobody ever claimed to be a sovereign citizen. Nobody ever claimed any of the crap that she's talking about. We were strictly, completely using the same language that every lawyer uses. That's all we did. Domestic terrorist in attempt to hide their disregard for their own U.S. public policy, wherein the case has been discharged in full with the claimant tendered payment of full 4,500 continental dollars, valued at 72,000 Federal Reserve notes, and was denied back in September 3rd, 2018. Folks, if you go read House Joint Resolution 192, which we have it in the same newspaper, you will see beyond a shadow of a doubt that you cannot specifically claim a specific currency. You're in bankruptcy. You can't do it. All right? The main part of this case is simple. Laney Talbot was and is attempting to get the attorneys to follow their own rules and policies. Don't ever do that. When you do that, you're a domestic terrorist. That's what they claim. Because they have a totalitarian party running the courts because they came in and took over the courts. We've covered that on the T-ROH show. The pattern is when someone does this in any U.S. court or state court, the person is classified as a sovereign citizen domestic terrorist, which is nothing more than a contract for murder. So what you were reading there, or what I was reading to you on what Chestnut did, she wrote a contract for murder. That's exactly what she was doing. They were tired of him, okay? Because, I'll tell you what, if they can kill Laney, they can get an insurance policy on Laney. The crazy gold digger is she gets paid by the insurance. They get paid by the extra insurance policy that's on them. Everything goes away. They can come in and take all the homes and everything, and it all goes away. They can split it all up. So there's about 10 of them or 12 of them or something like that that are all involved in this contract for murder out for Laney. This is literally what's going on in the country. But we use this case to be able to expose it. This is what's happening in all the courts, folks, in America. In the U.S., all U.S. courts do this. If you keep fighting for your rights, they will do a contract for murder on your ass. And this is how they do it. Okay? The contract for murder is done openly, notoriously, and inhabitants are blind to this realization because it is done so openly and publicly. You would never think that Miss Chestnut would write something like that, which is a contract for murder. That's exactly what it is. She's reclassifying him as a domestic terrorist because he keeps saying, it was discharged, lady. Look at your policy. Look at what you wrote. It's discharged. Matter of fact, I might go get it for you just at the end of this show and show you what I'm talking about, okay? In this case, it was done in a motion to a U.S. District Court, and the U.S. District Court did nothing other than agree with the contract for murder. They all agreed for it. They all agreed on it. They dismissed the case, and okay, he's got a contract for murder on him. We'll just wait until the time comes up when we can get him pulled over. He'll get surrounded by 15 cops. He makes the wrong move because they like to say, "Don't move your hands." Keep your hands on the wheel. Open the window. Keep the hands on the wheel. Open the window. They do that. And if you move your hands, they shoot you. That's called murder. Murder by assassin. Okay? The message is clear. If you do not agree with the lawyer and don't do what they tell you, they will murder you through classification of the person. The term sovereign citizen is nothing more than a code term to the police that a contract for murder has been placed on this particular person, and the police are to carry out the order through a traffic stop or other means. They'll make something up and try to get, do the whole house thing, knock on the door. We got a warrant. They don't have shit. They don't have any warrant. They're just there trying to start shit so they can shoot you. Okay. Did it to me. Did it to a lot of people. The next traffic stop will prove that the contract is real when 5 police cars and 15, 20 police officers surround the car just waiting for the subject to contract of the contract to make a perceived aggressive move, or it's over. An example of this is that the police will give contradicting orders, like don't move your hands, at the same time give the order to open the car door or roll down the window. If you move your hands, they shoot you. If you don't open the car door or roll down the window, they shoot you. We've heard this many times, thousands of times. It's the same thing over and over again. But people just don't notice it because you don't expect that to happen. That they will notoriously just write a freaking murder contract out on you right there in the freaking courtroom. All the judges are complicit with it. All the cops are complicit. All the lawyers are complicit. You got you a freaking mafia running your court system, folks. Okay? The media is complicit, the contract murder, because they plaster all over the news that a person was a dangerous sovereign citizen and then repeat the bogus profile created by the Communist Party, SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, and the Lawyers Guild. The Communist Party. Okay? Now, that is called political assassination by the Communist Party at the order of the lawyers and judges directly working for the City of London and the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre of Jerusalem. This practice has not changed under Donald J. Trump. They're doing the same exact thing. By the way, the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre of Jerusalem, these guys right here, okay, they're racist some bitches. And I'll tell them straight to their face. They're trying to get rid of all white people. This is a little country that the Vatican created. Go look it up. It's a little country the Vatican created, and they do all their dirty work. They do all the Vatican's dirty work. Just letting you know. They want all white people dead. They said it, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago. I caught it. All right, I'm going to show you this, and when it comes down to it, folks, this is all it really comes down to. Nothing else. You got control of the money. You got control of everything. That's the way it works. All right. Now, what they did was, because the Masonic Lodge of New York, headquartered on Manhattan Island, says through its U.S. Congress about the currency. You want to know who's running things? It's the Masonic Lodge 1 and 2 of New York and Washington, D.C. Masonic Lodge 1 and 2. Those are the guys that are in charge of everything that's going on. Okay, now this was a thing we got from the state of Michigan. Let me see if I can get any bigger. Probably not. All right, you just have to, there's a PDF link there too. What you're going to be looking for is Committee for the Government of the United States of America addresses the claim of to accepting U.S. currency only by courts. Now, here's the House Joint Resolution 192. Now, this thing has been twisted by a lot of the groups, okay? Because they look at it from the gold part of this. House Joint Resolution, and then they try to make your bill into a coupon and all this crap. So anyways, this is what's really going on. Every provision contained or made in, this is what they said. This was done in 1933, okay? With respect to any obligation which purports to give the obligee a right to require payment in gold or a particular kind of coin or currency, or in an amount in money of the United States measured thereby, is declared to be against public policy. How clear is that? And no such provision shall be contained or in or made with respect to any obligation hereinafter incurred. There you go. This is coming from the House Joint Resolution 192. It's right there. So what Lanny did was say, look, we had the Continental dollar at a certain value. We have a labor back. We would have given them $72,000 if they wanted it. But what happened? I'm going to show you what happens when this happens. Now, it says they cannot require gold or a particular kind of coin or currency, and USD is a currency. That means all those that believe they're U.S. citizens or citizens of the United States, you have no right to claim or want to be paid in just USD only. Why? Because you're bankrupt sons of bitches and you have no rights. Okay? Your creditors have not given those rights to you. Get it? There it goes. All right. Now, here's further. The UCC is a model code. Now it comes into the UCC. And so it does not have a legal effect in a jurisdiction unless UCC provisions are enacted by the individual state legislatures as statutes. Currently, the UCC, in whole or in part, has been enacted with some local variation in all 50 states and District of Columbia, Puerto Rico. Now, keep in mind, there's no social compact here. We're in La La Land, but just even in La La Land, it proves itself. Okay, now, if tender of payment of an obligation to pay an instrument is made to a person entitled to enforce the instrument and the tender is refused, there is a discharge. Okay, we have told these asshats in Utah this same thing for the last 3 years. We never claimed to be sons of the soil. Nobody ever claimed to be a sovereign citizen. Nobody ever claimed to be a citizen because we know you don't have a social compact, so there can't be a freaking citizen in existence. All this other kind of crap. Over and over and over. So you know what they said? Screw it. Just do a murder contract on his ass and we'll get rid of this whole thing. There are your courts, baby. And that's what is that? Oh, the Mormon courts. That's right, in the state of Utah. There's your Mormons. That's who they are. They'll just murder you. That's who they are. All right. Now, to the extent and the amount of the tender of the obligation of the endorser and accommodation party having the right to recourse with respect to the obligation to which the tender relates. Okay. That was it. Having the right of recourse with respect to the obligation, okay, to which the tender relates. It didn't say there wasn't a discharge. That's it. Nothing else. We've been absolutely correct in this whole thing. This thing could have ended in 5 minutes. All they had to do was the local guy sitting there with his black dress on. All he had to do was write an order to the bank stating, telling the bank, accept these continental dollars and put in, please, is hereby ordered to credit this account and this amount of money. That's all he had to do, guys. That was it. It's all the man had to do, and this would have been over. Instead, it turned into a 3-year deal and a murder contract. They ignored these policies. U.S. Treasury says the same thing. This is then we showed them where the Eaton County Circuit Court is a privately held company in Charlotte. And it says everyone charged with a penal offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. They keep trying to put him in contempt, but if they have a hearing on contempt, it shows that he tried to pay. So there's no contempt. So why put him in contempt? It's done. It's over. It was done and over when he first did it. So we figured, well, this is going to take 5 minutes. We just go ahead and give him the money, and that's it. We're not going to worry about anything else. And guess what? Boy, do we open up a can of worms. And man, do we open up some mafia crap going on in this country. Unbelievable. We exposed that the bar associations are nothing but mafia. The the Vatican? Worse than the mafia. Because the judges are all run by the Vatican. How is that? Oh, it's called the ethics laws. Go look them up. They're all canon laws under the Vatican. And the equestrian order is an association run or that all the judges are all are connected to, which we've proven. We've already shown all that. So, since the federal corporation owns and controls all of its medium of exchange, the pricing and availability of the private scrip is rational, and the same as the communists did when it formed the government cheese lines for its people during a created economic crisis. Okay, then there was an international declaration that we wrote, and that was it. So it's all here. Every bit of it is here. And people can go check it out. And this is where they tried to do a U.S. currency order, cashier's check, or U.S. currency only. This is what Natalie said. It was hilarious. We want U.S. currency only. You dipshit. You can't. It's just funny, folks. This was done in 2017. This was written and proven in 2017. Okay, not our rules, their rules. but you try to enforce their rules on them, you're dead, man. All these people that are enforcing rules on these thugs and these mafia type folks in the courtrooms, all those people doing that are taking their lives in their own hands, and they're getting attacked by people for doing it. Okay, I'm going to bring that up next week. You're going to see some people, some really cowardly people, attacking those that are trying to stop this. And what they've done is they've created a whole industry, or actually getting paid by YouTube to go around and make fun of these people that are trying to make a difference in fighting for their country. And what they've done, the people that are doing this, they have all sided with the City of London and the Vatican against your own country. So I suggest that, and I'm going to expose them all, and they think they're hidden, but they're not. Believe me. That this particular one is probably a record on finding out where this person lives, because I found it in 20 minutes. I think it was 22 minutes. I found where they lived, everything about them. Okay, so I'll be covering that next week. If there's any questions that you need covered on these training program or training courses, just let me know. Just write them out, or the questions. I'll cover the questions and answer them. If you want to write them out in the comments, and go from there. Now, keep in mind, with these particular assemblies, you do get a bank account with it too, and you get paid, and you go through the voucher system and all this other kind of stuff. So money is there, everything's there. It's just a matter of getting people woke up and have them understand what kind of power is involved in this. All right, and it's not a communist system; it's a republic capitalist system, is what it is. So just letting you know. All right, thanks for listening to the 198th broadcast of the T-ROH Show. We will see you guys next week.